The same as upgrading the fourth-generation aircraft. Why China can J-10A, stone into gold, into 4.5 generations of combat power, while India spent $2.2 billion to upgrade the Mirage 2000, but the results are very little. When the Pakistani Air Force drove the Chinese-made J-10CE to realize the over-the-horizon crushing of the Indian Rafale and Su-30MKI in the border air battle, the victory not only proved the technical strength of China's military industry, but also revealed the gulf of national industrial capacity behind the upgrade path of the modern warplanes. The Chinese Air Force's J-10A was born in 2004-2011, with a cumulative production of about 300 aircraft. As an early fourth-generation aircraft, although its original design has a duct-type aerodynamic layout and a digital fly-by-wire maneuvering system, the radar only adopts a mechanically scanned pulse Doppler radar with a maximum search range of about 130 kilometers, and the engine relies on the Russian-made L-31. And the weapons system initially only supported the PL-11 semi-active radar missiles, and insufficient multi-mission adaptability. Faced with the challenge of a new generation of fighters, the PLA did not choose to simply retire these platforms, which had more than 15 years of airframe life left, but initiated an in-depth upgrade program, giving birth to the J-10AG, a new model with a new look. The core of the upgrade focuses on three major areas: power localization, replacing the turbofan 10B engine, with a thrust increase of about 2 tons compared to the L-31, which significantly enhances maneuverability and climb rate. Radar replacement, the JKL-24 active phased array radar detection range jumped to 170-250 kilometers, which can be used simultaneously for the J-10AG, and the J-10AG can also be used as an aircraft for the J-10A. 170-250 kilometers, can track and attack 6 targets at the same time, and compatible with PL-15 ultra-long-range air-to-air missiles, solving the myopic defect of the early J-10A in one fell swoop. System integration, real-time data exchange with AWACS and other fighters, is realized through a new generation of data chain, supporting real-time data exchange, and real-time data exchange, and real-time data exchange with other fighters. The system integration, through a new generation of data chain to realize real-time data exchange with early warning aircraft and other fighter aircraft to support the shoot-be-guide mode of coordinated operations. It is especially worth noting that with the Latecomer's advantage, the local radar performance of some J-10AGs is even better than that of the early batches of J-10Cs, and they have fought with the latter in simulated air battles for many times, which confirms the validity of the upgrading program. The same logic was applied to the J-11B upgrade to J-11BG, which enabled the Chinese Air Force to add 604.5 generation fighters overnight, under the premise of no large-scale new production capacity, and to synchronize the intergenerational leap of the heavy and medium fighter systems. On the other hand, the Indian Air Force's Mirage 2000 upgrade program is a typical case of strategic resource mismatch. The program, which began in 2011 with a $2.4 billion contract, was designed to extend the life of 51 old fighters, purchased in the 1980s by 20 years. By 2021, however, only half of the upgrades had been completed in a decade, and the delivery process has been repeatedly delayed by accidents, epidemics and other delays. Even more serious is the substance of the pseudo-upgrades. At the technical level, the radar system remains in mechanical scanning mode, and has not been replaced by phased array radar. The weapons expansion supports only the Mica medium-range projectile, which has a range of about 60 kilometers, and lacks an out-of-area strike capability, and the cost of upgrading a single aircraft is up to 85% of the procurement cost, but not the cost of the upgrade. The cost of upgrading a single aircraft amounted to 85% of the procurement cost, but it has not touched the threshold of 4.5 generation core technology. This heavy money to buy old bottles of old wine mode. In the 2025 India-Pakistan air war completely exposed shortboards in the face of the Pakistani Army J-10CE carrying PL-15E missiles and advanced avionics systems. The Indian Army upgraded version of the Mirage 2000 is still caught in the found that is destroyed absolute disadvantage. India's defense analysts bluntly said that the project is a 4th-generation aircraft with a 4th-generation aircraft budget to do the thing. Its low cost-effectiveness ratio even triggered domestic public opinion on the corruption of military procurement questions. The disparity between the upgrading paths of China and India is essentially a projection of the autonomy of the defense industry. China's success stems from its positive R and D genes and systematic technology reserves, the J-10 series has insisted on technological autonomy since the inception of the project in 1984, and the prototype, which first flew successfully in 1998, adopted original designs such as the clam-type intake and duct-type layout, while the motto of chief designer Song Wing-kong, "Don't wait for something to happen," has laid the foundation for continuous iteration. Through the gradual improvement of the J-10C, China has mastered core technologies such as active phased array radar, high-thrust turbofan engine, and integrated avionics, which has led to the in-depth improvement of the J-10AG. More crucially, the domestic radar, missiles, data chain to form a standardized system. J-10AG can be seamlessly coordinated with its own J-10C, J-16 and other models, to build a sensor, shooter, combat network. On the contrary, India, Mirage, upgrade led by France Dassault, Hindustan Aeronautics is responsible for localization, but because of the weak industrial base, is difficult to digest the technology, and ultimately reduced to change parts, type repair. The Indian media has complained bitterly. India twice missed the opportunity to locally manufacture Mirage fighters, has not been able to break through the dependence on foreign technical support. This difference in the battlefield directly realized as a systematic combat capability of the generation gap when the Indian Army, Mirage, rely on voice communication coordination. The Pakistani Army's J-10CE has been through the ZDK-03 and Link 17 data chain to achieve automation target. The J-10CE has already realized automated target distribution through the ZDK-03 and Link 17 data chain, forming a closed loop of first enemy discovery, first enemy strike. J-10AG's technological breakthrough not only reshapes the pattern of China's Air Force's combat power, but also pushes the international military trade market. According to Sweden's SIPRI data, China's military trade exports have increased by 64.6% in the past decade, of which the proportion of aircraft and air defense equipment has increased significantly. The upgraded J-10AG is expected to open up a unique market space by virtue of its triple advantages: cost-effective, crushing. The unit price is expected to be less than $60 million, which is far lower than that of the brand new 4.5 generation fighters, but the radar detection distance, missile range, and other core indexes are in line with the demand of the modern air warfare. The endorsement of the actual combat. The J-10CE is expected to be the most popular aircraft in the world. J-10CE has driven away Indian Rafale in India-Pakistan confrontation many times, and 190 over Qatari Typhoon in simulated battles, verifying the reliability of the platform. System compatibility, seamless access to China's exported AWACS and air defense networks, reducing customer integration costs. Potential buyers may be limited military spending, but face the pressure of air defense in developing countries, such as the Middle East. North African countries are in service a large number of old F-16, MiG-29, replacement of brand new fighters. Budget is insufficient. J-10AG or become the optimal solution for its low cost, high performance. India's upgraded Mirage 2000, due to the mediocre technology and lack of scalability, the international market attention is close to zero. When J-10AG's radar screen jumped 200 kilometers away from the target point of light, when PL-15 missiles off the track to pounce on the enemy aircraft outside the visual range. These moments are not only condensed metal and electronic evolution epic, but also a national industry from catching up to surpass the totem of wool. India spent $2.2 billion in the upgrade of Mirage, which was eventually turned into a sign the monsoon of South Asia, while China has given J-10 a second life, which is rewriting the rules of modern air war. The essence of the upgrade of warplanes is never a patchwork on the old body, but a new way to upgrade warplanes with its own technology and technology. The essence of upgrading a fighter jet is never a patchwork of the old body, but a nirvana rebirth with independent technology as its soul.